going to discuss. First is the Proud's hypothesis that was given around 1815 after the discovery of an isotopes, different isotopes of an element and the neutron. First of all, the Proud's in his hypothesis stated that the elements are arranged in a periodic tables on the basis of their atomic weights. Till the Mendeleev periodic table, all the 5 laws up to Mendeleev periodic table, in all these laws, the elements were arranged according to their atomic weight. In the Proud hypothesis, Proud said that the atomic weight of an element are the integral multiple of the atomic weight of the hydrogen. But his hypothesis failed, just because when we see the atomic mass of the chlorine, it is not the integral multiple of the atomic mass of the hydrogen, that is 1. And the atomic mass of the chlorine is 35.5, and here you can see it is not the integral multiple. So his hypothesis just failed because of this. Then we come to the Dobenian triads. In the Dobenian triads, he has said the atomic weight of the middle element is the average of the atomic weight of the element that lie beside it. That is, when he has said that when we take lithium, sodium and potassium, he has said that the atomic mass of lithium is 7, sodium is 23 and potassium is 39. And when we see here, the atomic mass of sodium is the average of the atomic mass of the lithium and potassium. Here you can see, when we take the average of the atomic mass of lithium, that is 7, and atomic mass of potassium, that is 39, and divided by 2, we get 23. So, कहते हैं, in Dobenian triad, you can see that the atomic mass of the middle element is the average of the atomic mass of the element that lie beside it. Here, Dobenian law failed just because he could not explain explain this trend for all the other elements that were discovered by then. Then we come to he has given these type of trend for other elements also, like for chlorine, bromine and iodine. He has said, here you can see that the atomic mass of chlorine is 35.5, for iodine it is 126.5, and for bromine it's 88. So when you will calculate, you can see that the atomic mass of bromine is just an average of the atomic mass of iodine and chlorine. Then again he has given this trend for other elements like calcium, strontium and barium. Here the atomic mass of calcium is 40, barium it is 137, and the atomic mass of strontium is just an average of calcium and barium, that is 88. Dobenian has explained the atomic mass of these 3 triads, but he could not explain this trend in other elements, so his law also failed. Then comes the law of octaves. Here, like you must have heard about the sa re ga ma pa dhun, where the musical tone repeats after every 8th dhun. Okay, just like that. Here he has octaves. John Octave have told that the atomic mass he has arranged the element on the basis of the atomic masses, and he has said that the property of the eighth element, the property of the element that comes just after the eighth element is similar to that of the element that is similar to that of the first element. Like when you see that there are he has arranged 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Then again the sodium, the ninth element after lithium, has similar property like sodium has similar property like lithium. It's come just after the eighth element. So its properties, its physical and chemical property are just like the lithium. Again, now we are going to study about the Lothar-Meyer atomic volume curve. In around 1869, we can see that one German scientist and one Spanish scientist, Lothar-Meyer and Mendeleev, have classified the elements based on their atomic weight. But what is the difference between the Lothar-Meyer atomic volume curve and the Mendeleev periodic table? Lothar-Meyer has classified the properties of an element based on their atomic weight plus their atomic volume. Lothar-Meyer has calculated the formula of atomic volume. He has calculated the formula of atomic volume using the value of the atomic weight of an element or atomic mass upon density. And when he has used this formula for the calculation of the atomic volume, he has based on this, he has explained using the atomic mass and atomic volume, he has explained the physical property of an element, while the Mendeleev has used the atomic weight, or you can say the atomic mass, to explain the chemical properties of an element. So, and based on this, the Mendeleev has arranged, based on the chemical properties of an element, Mendeleev has arranged the element in a periodic table. But the limitation which the Lothar-Meyer curve had, that based on the physical property, we could not arrange an element in any tabular form. So, when we talk about the Lothar-Meyer curve, we see that Lothar-Meyer has plotted a curve based on the atomic mass on the y-axis and atomic volume on the y-axis and atomic mass on the x-axis. So he has obtained a curve in the form of a peak. So when we see these were the peaks that were obtained when he has plotted a curve between atomic mass and atomic volume. He has seen the alkali metal, which we will study later on. In this chapter only, the alkali metal lie on the peak, while the transition metal lie on the minima. Here, so lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, you can see, and here at the minima, transition metals are found, and at the middle you can see here in the middle the other the alkaline earth metal, or in the middle you also can see the presence of an halogen, but at the minima transition metals are found and at the maxima alkali metals are found. Based on this, Lothar-Meyer had said that the elements with similar physical property occupy similar position on this curve, while the elements with different physical property lie at different positions. Like all the alkali metal lie on the peak. So you can say that all the alkali metals have similar physical properties based, but the main thing that we can extract from the Lothar-Meyer curve property we can calculate. We can explain the melting point, boiling point, density. All these properties can be explained. But the other properties, that is their reactivity, their position in the periodic table, could not be explained with the help of a Lothar-Meyer atomic volume curve. So we have also talked about the Mendeleev. Mendeleev have arranged the elements in the periodic form based on their chemical properties and atomic weights. So, but there were some drawbacks in the Mendeleev periodic table too. The first problem that was with the Mendeleev periodic table is that Mendeleev could not explain the position of an hydrogen. Just he was not able to decide the exact position of a hydrogen, because hydrogen resembles both alkali metal and halogen. Hydrogen resembles alkali metal just because it has one electron in this outermost shell, just like an alkali metal have one electron in their outermost shell. Similarly, hydrogen have same reactivity as that of halogen. So hydrogen position could not be explained was not explained by Mendeleev. The second problem was that he had placed the F block element at the bottom of the periodic table, but could not explain the reason for it. Third, because he has arranged the element based on their atomic weight, okay, not on the basis of their atomic number. So he could not explain the position of an isotope like carbon. Carbon has 3 isotopes: carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14. Okay, these are the 3 isotopes, and we know that when the Mendeleev gave his periodic table, at that time only 63 elements were known. One more drawback of the Mendeleev periodic table is that among the 8 group element, only osmium show the property or the valence of showing valency of 8. Other elements that were placed in the group 8 did not show the valency of 8. Now, then came the Moseley periodic table in 1913, and Moseley stated that the physical and chemical property of any element is dependent on the atomic number. Note that it is atomic number, not the atomic mass. Mendeleev has described the periodic table on the basis of the atomic mass, but the major difference between the Mendeleev and Moseley periodic table, and Mendeleev described the periodic table on the basis of atomic mass, and Moseley on the basis of the atomic number. Okay, so Moseley described Moseley has done his experiments, X-ray experiments, and on the basis of the X-ray experiment, he has seen that the different elements show different frequency of wavelength. So when he has plotted the curve, he has obtained that atomic number is the fundamental property of an element, and on the basis of the atomic number, he has arranged the element in the form of table, and the table shown here is the Moseley periodic table, and it is most accepted periodic table till date. So it is very important, if you are going to study further, it is very important for you to study the periodic table, because all the basics of chemistry is based on this Moseley periodic table. So when we see this periodic table, we see that in the first two, the vertical lines is known as groups, and horizontal lines are known as periods. Okay, these columns are known as groups. Okay, vertical columns are known as group and horizontal lines are known as period. And when we see the arrangement of elements in this periodic table, we see that in the first two groups, S blocks are present. Then in the middle, here the D block elements are present. Because in the d block elements, the last electron enters the d orbitals. In the s block element, the last electron enters the s orbital, and at the other corner, the p orbital is present. P block elements are present because the last electron enters the p orbital. Okay, and at the bottom, as you can see, these elements are known as the f block elements. Okay, because the last electron enters the f orbital. These f block elements are also known as inner transition elements. Okay, and these d block elements are also known as the transition elements, and these s and p block elements together are known as representative element. S and p block elements are known as representative elements. Okay, then you can see that these f block elements, that is from lanthanum to ytterbium and from actinium to nobelium, they should be present here at these two positions, but to show the periodic table in the proper way or in the form of to give the proper pattern of this periodic table, these two table blocks are placed at the bottom so as to maintain the ordered, so as to form the ordered periodic table in a proper manner, in a proper arrangement, to show it proper. There are some elements that are yet to be discovered, like 113, 114, 115, 116, 17 and 18. The elements that will be discovered will be placed here. Earlier, as may be seen, the naming of the elements were after the name of the discoverer. But later on, it became very confusing. Many American scientists and Spanish scientists have discovered the element with atomic number 104. They were American also and Spanish also. They both have discovered the element with atomic number 104, and they became arguing among themselves how to name the element. Then there is currently IUPAC, which many people call as IUPAC. And they have started the naming of the, nomenclature or naming of the elements. Like according to IUPAC nomenclature of naming the elements of undiscovered elements, they have written some number from 0 to 9, and they have written for 0 and nil, 1 un, 2 के लिए bi, 3 के लिए tri, 4 के लिए quad. And they have named according the undiscovered element according to this rule only. For example, when you see an element with atomic number 105, they have written, because here is 1, they have written un, 0 के लिए nil and 5 के लिए pent, and therefore the element with atomic number 105 is known as unnil pentium. Similarly, the other element could also be named just like that. If you have 113, तो 1 के लिए हम लोग अन लिखते हैं, तो अन ये हमारा हो गया ट्राई, तो ये हो गया कि अन ट्राइटियम, अन TRIUM, trium. Okay, so likewise the elements can be named according to this IUPAC nomenclature for those elements that are yet to be discovered. The other elements were named according to the name of the scientist, after the name of the scientist who have discovered them. Today we have discussed about the various theories that were important for understanding the concept of periodic table. So in the next session we will be discussing further in this chapter. So if you have any type of query, you can ask me me in the comment section so that I can answer you in the next class. So, thank you very much for being here and listening to me. Your feedback is very important to me. Give me your feedback and we will be discussing further in this chapter in the next class. Thank you very much.
And now, ASAP Science presents the elements of the periodic table.
There's hydrogen and helium, then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon everywhere, nitrogen all through the air with oxygen so you can breathe, and fluorine for your pretty teeth, neon to light up the sign, sodium for salty times,
magnesium,
aluminium, silicon,
phosphorus,
then sulfur, chlorine, and argon,
potassium,
and calcium so you'll grow strong,
scandium,
titanium, vanadium, and chromium, and manganese. This is the periodic table, noble gases stable, halogens and alkali react aggressively. Each period will see new outer shells while electrons are added, moving to the right. Iron is the 26th, then cobalt, nickel coins you get, copper, zinc, and gallium, germanium, and arsenic, selenium, and bromine, film, while krypton helps light up your room, rubidium, and strontium, then yttrium, zirconium,
niobium,
molybdenum, technetium,
ruthenium,
rhodium, palladium,
silverware,
then cadmium and indium,
tin cans,
antimony, then tellurium, and iodine, and xenon, and then cesium, and barium is 56, and this is where the table splits, where lanthanides have just begun, lanthanum, cerium, and praseodymium. Neodymium's next to promethium, then 62, samarium, europium, gadolinium, and terbium, dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium, hafnium, tantalum, tungsten, then we're on to rhenium, osmium, and iridium, platinum, gold to make you rich till you grow old, mercury to tell you when it's really cold, thallium, and lead, the bismuth for your tummy,
polonium,
astatine would not be yummy,
radon,
francium will last a little time,
radium,
then actinides at 89. This is the periodic table, noble gases stable, halogens and alkali react aggressively. Each period will see new outer shells while electrons are to the right. Actinium, thorium, protactinium, uranium, neptunium, plutonium, americium, curium, berkelium, californium, titanium, fermium, and olevium, nobelium, lawrencium, rutherfordium, wm, sprigium, boreum, hesium, meitnerium, dubsidium, rucenium, copernicium, nihonium, flerovium, moscovium, livermorium, tennessine, and oganesson, and then we're done.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the song, make sure you check it out on iTunes and Bandcamp with the link below.
If you think you'd enjoy other videos like this, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we'll put some of our recent videos over there so you can go check them out.
You can also check out asapscience.com to keep up with everything, what's the latest with ASAP Science, including stuff like new merch. Otherwise, we will see you next time. Peace.